Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about forcing yourself out your comfort zone and how that can always be a good thing. You always generally want to get yourself out your comfort zone, because once you come back inside your comfort zone, you're going to look around, you're going to go, oh, I'm really glad I did that. You're never going to regret trying something new. You're never going to regret going on a weird little adventure and then coming back around. Like a good example is recently I went to France. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what happened in France, but it was a weird little adventure, to say the least. It was a strange old time. And while I was out there, I was kind of thinking, oh God, this is a pain in the arse, this. All right, what's going on here? This is a right pain in the arse. And then I kind of got back, and I was really glad that I had done that, because it's a little extra thing to add to my, my list of weird anecdotes and my list of weird little adventures that I've been on. Because the more little adventures that you go on, the more full your own life and personality kind of become. The more stuff you try, the more stuff you know that you like, the more stuff you know that you don't like, the more that you can accommodate the world to sort of suit you and your needs. So let's say that you are kind of stuck in your comfort zone quite a bit, to the point where it doesn't even feel that comfortable anymore. It's just what you're used to, right? You know, you're kind of doing the same old thing, and every single day, and you're getting a bit bored of it, and you want to try something new, but you know, the second that you sort of leave the house to do it, you start to think, oh God, I don't want to do this, I just want to go home, I just want to go home. And I feel that all the time. So if I get invited out to a weird part of London or something like that, and for some event that I'm not used to doing, right, I'll be on the train there, and I'll be catastrophizing it in my mind, and I'll be kind of going, oh God, oh, this is going to be a wreck. This is going to be terrible. I just want to get back. You know, I could be doing so much right now. I could just be at home, and that would be all right. You know. And then I get there, and the anxiety, the catastrophizing is still sort of there. And it's only once I start getting back that I start to think, actually, that was really fucking good. That was a really good little thing, that. Even if it wasn't like, I'm not saying it has to be the best day of your life or something like that. It can just be a little thing. It can just be a little nice time out in a weird situation. But, you know, you'll get back home, and, you know, you'll take your jacket off. You kind of go, ah, I'm back home. Oh, thank God. You know, and that feeling, even if you didn't really enjoy the thing, that feeling on its own is worth it. It's worth doing all that just for that, because it's such a nice feeling coming back inside your comfort zone after you've taken some time out of it. And just to revel in what you're comfortable with, because being outside your comfort zone makes you realize what your own comfort zone is. Because once you're in your comfort zone, it's hard to sort of see the forest for the trees. It's hard to see what it is that you like and what your comfort is, because you're just doing what you like all the time, to the point where it just sort of feels like it's just a thing that you do. Like, you ever play a video game, right? And you're really enjoying the video game. And like, this is a long video game, and you get like, you know, 2/3 of the way through this video game, and like the fun isn't quite there anymore. But you know, you need to finish this video game, so you turn it on. You're like, right, let's play a bit of this, and you just sit there like this. There's no more like shocking moments, because you know how all the gameplay works. You know the formula. You know what's going to happen when a cutscene happens. You know what some weird little event or like some twist in the narrative will be. You know, you can feel all this stuff happening. You can see when you walk into a room full of chest-high walls that you're probably going to have a shootout here later, and you can sense all of this, and you just get a bit bored of it, you know? But you're still in your comfort zone. You're doing a thing that you find comfortable because you like the video game. You know you like the video game, but now you're getting bored by it. So it's kind of like that for life. It's kind of like that, just going out and trying weird things. Like, say you socialize with your friends, right? And you normally do it in town A, right? And you go to town A and you go to a couple of the clubs there, and then maybe you go to a club late at night, and then you get back at like 1 in the morning, right? And that's what you're used to, right? Let's then say that you then go to town B, and you start off by having a coffee, and then you go to see a band that you've not really listened to much before, and then you go to like a little bar after that, and then you get back at maybe midnight, right? It's a totally different little thing, but it's still the same general idea of going to a little place, socializing for a bit, going into some place with loud music, and then coming back. But because you're not used to doing that particular type of thing, that's not your comfort zone in that sort of moment. So you just need to try and make yourself sort of feel comfortable in this new place and expand your comfort zone to accommodate this new little experience. And if you do that going to town B thing a few more times, it'll just become part of your just repertoire of little things to do. And then, you know, someone invites you out to town B to do all this stuff, right? And then, you know, at some point, you might invite someone to go to town B to do that stuff because now you're just used to it, that you could just do it on your own. You could be the person that introduces someone else to it. And then maybe that friend before introduces you to town C. And in town C, maybe you go for a coffee, and then maybe you go to the local library or a museum or something, and then, you know, you go to a bar afterwards and have a few drinks, and then maybe like there's a comedy club near there, so you go and take in the comedy club, and then you get back at like 11, right? And that's town C. And you start doing that, and at first you're kind of like, oh, this is a bit of a weird little thing. I'm not used to this. I'm used to doing the town B thing and the town A thing. But go on then, yeah, all right. And then you get back in for the first time, you're like, oh God, I'm glad to be back. And as you start doing that town C thing more and more, you know, going to the library and the museum and the comedy club and then coming back, you'll start to make that part your comfort zone as well. And then you might invite that other person to town C, and you'll be the one taking around going, oh, this museum has like some really nice stuff in it. I've been here before. And oh yeah, there's this cafe on the green. Yeah, you should go to this one. This one's probably the nicest one. It does the best coffee for the cheapest price. And then, oh yeah, this comedy club. Have you heard this comedy club? I've been there a couple of times. It's brilliant, you know? And you just keep doing that, right? Keep expanding your repertoire of experiences. And the more you do that, the more that you'll just expand your own sense of self, because you'll know where works for you, what doesn't. Maybe town C was something that really worked for you, but town B you didn't really like. So you're not going to go to town B anymore and do that stuff anymore. But you did like town C, and you're already used to town A. So now you've just got 2 towns, whereas before you only had 1 town, right? And the more times that you do this, the more times you expand your life experience to accommodate new things and new little ways of life, the more interesting I feel like you'll become, because, you know, it's not like, because it's something that you can, you know, draw from your sense of experience to maybe tell a little story, or to, you know, put it in the things that you create, or maybe just, you know, even just to remember, so that the next time someone invites you out to that town, you can go, no thanks, I've been there before, I don't like it. So all of those things are perfectly valid. And, you know, it's just a case of, because your comfort zone is only temporarily comfortable, right? And if you get too used to your comfort zone, right, and you live in your comfort zone, you never leave it, right, then it's not really your comfort zone anymore. And the more you abuse your comfort system, your comfort zone, the more it will shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink, to the point where, you know, you'll have very little that makes you comfortable, that makes you interesting, that makes you happy. And like, if you lose your comfort zone, then you're kind of fucked, because you need a comfort zone. Like my comfort zone, for instance, is like watching Alan Partridge, right? And like listening to the Ricky Gervais show with Carl Pilkington, right? Those are probably my 2 like most comfort zone sort of things, right? And if I did nothing but watch Alan Partridge and like listen to the Ricky Gervais show, right, I'd get bored of them, because I'd have heard every single joke. And I've already listened to Knowing Me, Knowing You like 5 times, and I've listened to the XFM shows so many times. But, you know, if I just did nothing but listen to that, and I just stayed and kept that as my comfort zone, I was like, this is who I am, this is my comfort zone, and this is what I'm comfortable with, and I just did that, I'd get bored of them. And if I get bored of those things, right, then I need to find something else to bring into my comfort zone. Otherwise, I've got nothing, right? Because everything will just make me uncomfortable, because I'll be sat there bored, and boredom is an uncomfortable feeling. So I feel like if you stay within your comfort zone too much, you will lose your comfort zone, and you don't want to lose your comfort zone. You want to expand your comfort zone and keep trying new things and trying to find new things. Like with music, for instance, a few months ago, I got into 2 separate things. I got into Akala and like, you know, political hip hop and stuff, and I got into dream theatre, right? And so I had my little obsession with the Akala and the political hip hop stuff, right? And then I started to get a bit bored of that, right? And so I started gravitating towards the dream theatre stuff. And now I'm getting a little bit bored of dream theatre, and I don't have any other little bands that I found to move on to next, to be my next little obsession. So once I'm done with dream theatre, I don't know what I'm going to do, because, yeah, they'll all be in my comfort zone. Yeah, sure, I can go and listen to Akala at any point and go, like, he's a fucking genius, right? And I'll be able to go listen to Dream Theatre at any point in the future and go, they're a fucking good band. And the same way that, like, my obsessions before, like, I had a big King Gizzard phase, and I had a Pink Floyd phase, and that sort of thing. So I can still go back to those, right? But if I keep abusing that well of comfort, then it's not going to feel comfortable anymore. Like, I've listened to Echoes from Pink Floyd, honestly, probably like 200, 300 times. And to the point where it's diminishing returns. Like, it's my favourite song of all time. But if I listened to it every single day, would it really be my favourite song? Because I just get so bored of it. And yeah, that's just kind of the problem. You don't want to abuse your comfort zone. You don't want to abuse the things that make you happy, because then you just run out of stuff to make you content with the world. And if you do that, then you're going to end up being quite miserable. So yeah, you don't want that. And yeah, that's basically the video. So leave your comments below about what makes you comfortable, what's your comfort zone. It's all about the fucking birds, they won't shut up. Yeah, so leave your comments below about what makes you feel good, what makes you feel bad. Do you like going out and exploring your weird little comfort zone? Do you like that feeling of getting in through the door and going, oh God, I'm so glad to be back, that was a load of shite. But, you know, it's something that I now know not to do for the future. And yeah, just let me know your general experiences. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Hope you have a good rest of the day. Take care and bye-bye.